Welcome to the lesson on adding and subtracting fractions. Let's take a look at the problem 7 over 12 minus 3 over 5. I want you to think of each fraction as a whole pizza, and the denominator is going to be how many slices we cut our pizza into, and the numerator is going to be how many of those pieces have been consumed. So we're going to cut this pizza into 12 pieces, and we're going to eat 7 of those. We're going to cut this pizza into 5 pieces, and we're going to eat 3 of those. Now if I want to subtract fractions, they have to be cut into the same amount of slices. Otherwise I can't add or subtract my numerators. So what you want to do is you want to look at 5, and you want to look at 12, and you want to ask yourself, what could I do to re-slice those pizzas so that they have the same number of slices? So you want to think of multiples of, we'll go with 5, that 12 also has in common. So I've got 5 times 5 is 25. No, 12 can't go into 25. Let's see, 5 times 6 is 30. No. 5 times 7 is 35. No. 5 times 8 is 40. 5 times 9 is 45. It looks like I'm going to have to go 5 times 12, which is 60. So what I need to do is I have to turn those denominators into 60. Or cut that pizza into 60 slices. So in order to do that, I have to do 12 times some number, in this case 5, that will get me to 60. And 5 times 12 will get me to 60. And whatever I do to the denominator, I have to also do to my numerator. So in this case, I have to multiply 7 by 5 to get my new numerator, 35. And I got to multiply 3 times 12, and I get 36. Now, since the two pizzas are cut into the same amount of pieces, I can go ahead and subtract my numerators. 35 minus 6 is negative 1. So this is negative 1 over 60. So let's review our steps. Step 1 is first you want to find a multiple that both of your denominators have in common. In this case, our denominators are 5 and 12, and they both have 60 in common. Okay, the second step is to change your denominators into the multiple and change the numerators in the same way. And what I mean by that is we're going to change 12 into 60 and 5 into 60. The way we change 12 into 60 is we multiply by 5. So we have to go to the same numerator that shares a fraction with 12, and we have to do the same thing. We have to take that numerator and also multiply by 5 to get my new numerator. Now 7 over 12 is equal to 35 over 60. These are called equivalent fractions. Now, let's go to the second fraction. In order to change 5 into the common multiple of 60, I have to multiply by 12. So I have to go to the numerator that the 5 shares the fraction with, and do the same thing. I got to multiply my numerator also by 12 to get to 36. And 36 over 60 is equivalent or equal to 3 over 5. Once I have my common denominators and my also adjusted numerators, I can go ahead and subtract. 35 minus 6 is negative 1. My denominator stays 60, so it's negative 1 over 60. Now it's your turn to try. I want you to solve these two problems. Number 1, 3 over 7 minus 2 over 9. And number 2, 5 over 8 plus 6 over 7. Thank you for joining me in the lesson of adding and subtracting fractions.